Alright folks, we are back playing Criminal Case Save the World. Sorry if it actually took longer than me to get this out. I had to grind all of that first and then go on to chapter 2. Let's go. Let's recap, Jacob. We know that the victim was working as an engineer at Sombra's secret satellite factory, which we still have yet to... Hey guys, guess who's the Bureau resident genius? No, don't tell me it's me. I discovered the location of the secret satellite factory. Wait, what? How on earth did he manage that? Jacob and I had our noses to grindstone trying to find that place, and we've come up with nothing? While you guys were running out picking up clues, I was studying in-frame magnet on Mount Cam. And there's a huge structure hidden underneath the statue of Grinnis Khan. That explains why we found the victim's body close to the statue. We need to head back to Mount Cam immediately. There's not a second to lose. Are you sure about this, Elliot? I don't see an entrance anywhere. I'm sure. I just need to hack into the security system and we'll be in. See? What did I tell you guys? Am I a genius or what? What the? Did that giant stone head actually just open up? I gotta admit, you outdone yourself this time, Elliot. Come on, Jacob. This is just what we've been waiting for. Let's go in and scout the factory for clues, quick. Alrighty, the secret factory. This is actually really interesting. Satellite factory. We gotta stop that satellite. Once and for all. Oh, that's really interesting. That's obviously going to be something. Telescope, monument, flag, pizza, and a toolbox. Usually it's like a zoomed up image, not this. Usually it's like a zoomed up image of something, but I could be second guessing myself. Whoa. Take a look at this place, Jacob. How on earth did someone manage to keep something like this hidden? It's totally empty, though. There's not a person or a satellite in sight. I wonder if that means the satellite is finished, or if it just hasn't been started. Did you find at least something that might clue us on Andrew's murder? The toolbox? Well, if anyone can find a clue in there, it's you. This could break the case wide open. You picked up a scale model of the satellite. We better dust it for Prince's staff. Satellite model, interesting. So either we're actually going to meet two new suspects, or I'm not sure. Interesting. Good job, Jacob. You uncovered the fingerprints on the satellite scale model. Let's get them to Lars. If it really is somebody who actually touched that satellite model, I'm not sure who it is, but we got no time to waste. Toolbox time. Interesting. There's only 2 pieces. What is that? Andre Yelena Triskanova. We're meeting her again? What did you find that toolbox, Jacob? Some kind of paperwork? It seems to be non-disclosed argument drawn up by the victim for a tour of the satellite factory. And look, it was signed by Yelena, so she knew about the hidden factory. And she lied to us about not knowing what Andrew was doing in Mongolia. That wannabe cosmonaut has got some explaining to do, Jacob. We need to talk to her stat. I agreed. So, we are either going to talk to a Saul or the guy with no last name. The game is up, Miss Triskanova. We know you visited the satellite factory under Mount Khan with the victim. Sergeant Jacob found a non-disclosure agreement you signed. I don't want any trouble, Sergeant Jacob. I just not think interesting. It's just not think interesting to tell. Like I said before, I just came to Mongolia for peace after Cosmora's rejection. I'm by the horses, you see. The horses do not care that I am a failed cosmonaut. They do not judge. Not like Andrew. He lists insisted on showing off by taking me to his factory. And did you see a satellite there? Were they in process of building one? I don't know. Andrew will not show me all the rooms, so I not even see a point of visit. Anyway, satellites are not interesting to me. You cannot go to space in satellite, and that is all I want, to go to space. So she gave us one clue. Banana. Also, for her being angry, did they actually forgot to actually add in sound effects for that? Maybe they did. But we'll see you guys in 12 hours. This is Galaxy Nail 2026. Over and out. Alright, folks, we are back. Let's go on and get the results. Hey guys, this mini satellite you sent me is rad. I might keep it to show the triplets when I see them. They're totally into space right now. Anyway, you'll never guess who the fingerprints on the model belong to. That's why we sent it to you, Lars, so we didn't have to guess. Well, the fingerprints belong to us all. I just knew it, Jacob. I just knew it saw something. I was sure she would come all this way for that. And you're right, she did mention that she goes horse riding just like her killer. We need to ask Assault why she didn't tell us about the satellite factory now. This is interesting. We actually talked to 2 suspects from the first chapter already instead of actually meeting two new suspects. We found your prints on a satellite model under Mount Canistal. Why didn't you tell us you knew where Sombra's factory was? It's not like I lied. I was just economical with the truth. Anyway, I worked for Mossad, not the Bureau, Sergeant Jacob. Mossad picked up a shipment of usual components to the area. The kind of components you wouldn't expect to see out here. So they sent me here to investigate. And did your investigation happen to involve another murder? It wouldn't be the first time you assassinated someone under the Bureau's nose. Please, Sergeant Jacob, I may be highly trained in sword fighting, but I prefer a more modern approach to assassination. Anyway, the factory was deserted, I'm sure you saw. You know what, Assault? You might have Jack wrap around your little finger. But we better know, and we will be keeping an eye on you. That is really weird. We need to recap, Jacob. We got a dead satellite engineer on our hands, and a secret Sombra factory hidden in our new Mount Cam. We know that both Assault and Yelena visited the factory, and Assault hardly has a spotless record when it comes to killing people. Did Mossad order another hit? I'm also worried that there's no trace of this satellite Sombra are supposed to be building. Either way, they haven't started yet. Or the project is further along than I'd like to consider. We need more leads, and quick. You're right, Jacob. The only place around here where people can mingle is the restaurant. Who knows who else the victim might have been there. Let's go back quick. Alrighty, if you insist. Let's do this. Broken pieces, that's obviously gonna be something. Glass bottle. Briefcase. Cheese. Saddle. That's interesting. A fingerprint. Tell me you picked up something good, Jacob. We desperately need to solve this murder so we can figure out how to advance Sombra's plans are. A locked case? Well, that's definitely suspicious. You better unlock it ASAP. That horse saddle has the initials AB on it. It must have belonged to our victim. Right, there's a sweaty handprint on the saddle. I'll let you do the honors and collect the sample. And those broken pieces won't be much use until you put them back together. Let's get cracking, Jacob. Let's go. Alrighty. Locked case. Alrighty. Not my best performance, but whatever. Sorry if my phone's battery is low. Whoa, how did a gun like that end up in a restaurant in the middle of Mongolia? I know exactly who can help us find out. Jonah, let's send the gun to him. No new suspects again? Really? Really? I wouldn't be surprised if we actually had to talk back to someone we already met. Guy would know the last name. This sucks. What? Good job collecting that sweat from the victim's horse saddle, Jacob. Let's stick it under the microscope. You're right. Now the broken pieces. Ooh, what is that? Darn, that mask you put back together gives me the heebie-jeebies, Jacob. You're right, there's blood on the mask. We better see what Lars makes of this quick. You're right. Okay. 6 hours. Now the sweat. They're almost the same molecule. Oh, shoot. That's not it. Wow. Oh, that was quick. Woman's DNA? Who is that? What did the microscope report say about the sweat you found of the victim's horse saddle, Jacob? So the DNA was female. And we're in luck. There's a match in the database. The DNA belongs to a 53-year-old local horse breeder called Turtsteak. Good point, Jacob. That means Turtsteak rides horses like our killer, and she was obviously in contact with the victim. We better question her. Right away. She likes horse riding. Finally, we got ourselves a new suspect. How awesome. I'm not being sarcastic about that. What do people want? If it's riding lessons you're after, come back tomorrow. Sergeant Jacob is here to ask you about the murder of Andrei Belogasov. We found your handprint on Andrei's saddle. Murder? That explains why Andrei did not show up for his lessons this morning. So, did you know the victim well? Did he happen to mention being threatened by someone or feeling in danger? A lot of foragers come through these parts. I don't ask them what they're doing here. Now, be off with you. I need to sharpen my sword. A woman has to handle to defend herself around these parts. Okay. And I'll see you guys in 12 hours. This is Galaxy Nail 2026. Over and out. Alright, folks. We are back. Let's go in and get the results. Sorry if it took longer than I expected. Nice to see you, Jonah. I knew this would be a job for you. What do you have got on the gun Jacob sent you? Well, the gun you found is a restaurant is an MP443 Grange. It's standard issue for the Russian Document Security and Forging Intelligence Service for NGB. Study the handle and judging from the size and worn area, I say it belongs to a female agent. Just because a woman tends to have similar hands, that's a bit sexist. Even for you, Jim, but okay. Just calling it as I see it. Also, the wear and tear on the barrel suggests heavy usage. The owner is probably trigger happy. Trigger happy female MGB. That sounds legit. Right, you met an MGB agent, Anya Ivanova from Moscow. Wow, she looks different. Wasn't she furious that you uncovered the mole and caused Morris before she did? I'm sure she'll be glad to see you, Jacob. Let's go question Anya. Honestly, quite glad to see her back after seeing her in case 13. Now the Mongolian mask. Rawr! Oh. Lars Douglas, take that mask off right now. That's a piece of evidence you're wearing. Sorry, Carmen. It's pretty cool, though, huh? The blood on... on it was your victims, but I interrogated by the mask itself, so I called. Tell me you didn't. We meet again, Messieurs Ames. Behold, you see before a true Mongolian masterpiece. This work of art is a traditional dance mask of huge cultural significance, but sadly, as with everything in cultural importance, is now often sold as a tourist gimmick. The mask depicts one of the severance of the god of war, known as a carrier of the sword. And as your victim was killed with a saber, I put it to you that this mask must belong to your killer. Thanks for pointing out the obvious, Yupon. It's got the victim's blood on it. Lars, is there anything else you can tell us? Actually, there is. I found traces of salty tea on the mask. It's an acquired taste, but very popular locally. So we know the killer drinks salty tea. They better enjoy it while they can, Jacob. Wow. Alright. The last... I'm honestly surprised we actually got 2 new suspects at the end of Chapter 2 instead of the start of Chapter 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean. Miss Ivanova, Mongolia seems an unusual choice of location for an MGB agent. Care to explain what you're doing here? Not that it's any of your business, but the MGB sent me out here. Apparently, they weren't happy with the way I handled things in Moscow. And it's all Sergeant Jacob's fault. They showed me up by discovering that Daria Charanova has been leaking Cosmore's classified information to Sombra. And now I am stuck in Mongolia, where there's nothing but yaks and horses to spy on. I love horse riding as much as the next girl, but I want to be where the action is. I didn't spend years learning the deadly art of sword fighting. Just be sent to the Mongolia countryside. How convenient you should mention sword fighting, since we got a victim who was sliced in 2 with a saber. A lot of people know how to handle a sword. Now, if you'll excuse me, Sergeant Jacob, there's a suspicious-looking yak that I need to keep an eye on. Okay. Sergeant Jacob, are you telling me that 2 of your suspects know where the whereabouts of Sombra Satellite Factory? Well, the important thing is that we found it. And anyway, I'm more worried about the appearance of Anya, and I'm not buying her lies about the MGB sending her here. We could really do without having 2 spies to deal with, Jacob. It can only end... Jacob, quick! I need your help! It's installing Anya... Jack, Jacob has a bigger things to deal with when your girlfriend problems. No, you don't understand. They're at the satellite factory, threatening to shoot each other. Uh-oh. That's not good news. Well, we'll see you guys in the next chapter. This is Galaxy Now 2026, over and out.